Now, what if I want a smart form created so that every time somebody opts in a lead page, then they would receive the two sequences, the step sequence and the date sequence. So what I'm going to do is I'd create a smart form. So I click smart forms under contacts, and then I'll create a new smart form. So if you're going to integrate this on lead pages, then what matters is the field. If you want the first name, last name, and email, but usually lead pages only get first name and last name because it has a higher chance of people to opt in your site. So I delete that, and then I'd entitle the smart form as same thing, tax test smart form. So when you're done with that, you could click on settings. Now here is the part. So there are three opt-in settings. There is double opt-in required and double opt-in optional and then single. Now we don't recommend you to use a double opt-in because a double opt-in is the one that really is secure, like when you opt in and then there's another confirmation that is this really your email address, so it is much safer. But for simple purposes, we only use this. Then you could have a custom URL. For example, you every time somebody opts in your site, you could just redirect them to a website. For example, and this is coachmarketingninjas.com. And then once they opt in, you would want them to be tagged as 2%, 2% tax. Let me find that first. There. And then you want the sequence that we created earlier, the step sequence and the date sequence. So once they opt in, they would receive the tax email 1. And then 3 days after, they would receive the tax email 2. And then on May 30, they'd receive the email 1 again. And then on June, they'd receive the, the second email. So that's how we go. So what are these rules here? So we could add a simple rule. Like for example, mm, mm, you'd want them to, if ever someone clicks a link inside that email, you could track that. So if if has opened an email a certain number of times or has clicked an email link a certain number of times, any email one. Mm, it's kind of an if then else kind of a thing. So if they click any email one time, then it's either you can send them another email, send an email, or remove them from a contact or add a contact tag. So whenever someone does that, then I would be able to tag them as 2% tax GK client list. So that's it. So in notification and routing, you have the option so that whenever somebody opts in this smart form, then you would be notified. So you could just type your email address here. So once you're done, you just click on save. Now, if you want to integrate this with your lead pages or optimize press, then you could just click this again and then click on publish form, publish form, and then you could just copy this email address onto that there. Or you could just choose the smart forms from the list that is given to you by lead pages. Okay,